Hey, this is Chad with The Cusp again, talking to you today a little bit about writing and speaking. Now, speaking is something that you've been doing for a very, very long time. 1,000 times a day, you talk to different people, you talk to the folks that take your food orders, you talk to the grocery store clerk, you talk to your spouse, you talk to your friends, the people that you have at work, bosses, employees, whatever's in your life. You have 1,000 conversations a day. The problem is that we're content with whatever level of speaking capability that we've got. It's got us this far, we're okay with it. We're sort of resting on our laurels when it comes to our speaking capability, and that's not a good way to be. The second part of it is writing, and when it comes to writing, again, we've been doing it for a long time. We've gotten to a point where it's taken us as far as it's going to go without a little bit more work. And one of the surest signs that this is a practicable skill, something that you can improve on, is the difference between your speaking and your writing. Most people can speak well and in front of an audience for a specific amount of time. And I don't mean an audience of 500. Sometimes people will clam up with that. But I mean, you can talk to your spouse. You can say things for an hour or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. You can put out 1,000 words speaking without even really a consideration. It's easy for us. But writing tends to be a little bit more difficult, and I would argue that a lot of that reason is because we don't write nearly as often as we speak, so we're a lot more practiced at the speaking aspect than we are at the writing aspect. Today's the day where you're going to put that away. That's no longer going to be your issue, because we're going to start really motivating ourselves towards practicing these two skills, because that's exactly what they are. Communication is one of your biggest goals when you're reaching towards another rung on that ladder, whether it's a promotion, whether it is starting that new business or writing that book, or just motivating other people. Your speech and your writing are vitally important to those aspects. So, time to start cultivating them. One of the things that you can do is recording. I find that in doing a podcast and doing a vlog, every time that you have an opportunity to see yourself speaking, you'll pick up on the little intricacies and nuances of your speech pattern, and you will start correcting them. You'll pick out those words that you say over and over again. You'll pick out the phrases that you say that just grind on you and don't really move your narrative forward, and you'll start doing away with them. Same thing will happen with your writing. You'll start writing and you'll see these elements that you use, these tropes that continue to appear in your writing, and you'll start to figure out a way to go around them. You'll think of new words. You'll put new usages in there. And it's all because you're practicing a little bit. You're stretching outside of your comfort zone. One of the other things that you can do to help both of these aspects is to read good writing, to listen to good speakers. I would argue that doing a TED Talk a day can improve your speaking capability, your cadences, your tone, your storytelling immensely just by soaking it in from people that do it really, really well. Take a moment. It's 15 minutes. TED Talks are only 15 minutes. There are a couple out there, I guess, that are half an hour, 40 minutes, something along those lines. But mostly it's 15 minutes that you can dedicate. I don't want to sound crazy, but I spend that much time on a toilet during a day. So I've got 15 minutes to spare. I can make it happen. Do the same thing with your writing. Read good writers. That could be newspaper journals, magazines, blogs that are out there. There's plenty of good writing, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be great. It just has to be better than you. And if you're like me, my writing is not great. It is nothing that is ever going to be published at this point. So I can start from the bottom and work my way up from there. And every time that you do reading of any solid writer, solid author, you're going to get a little bit better. Then on top of that, start practicing. Start recording what you're doing. Start doing daily writing. And improve those aspects that are so vitally important to your communication with everybody else. Thanks again for listening to The Cusp. We appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments that you want to make, leave them in the area below. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll continue putting out content, trying to move you towards those goals, hopefully motivate you, inspire you, giving you new ideas for steps you can take in the future as well. Thanks again for listening.